every day. It's not sometimes, it's an everyday occurrence. And I think about death, and it's it's gone to a point where all I can think about is death while I'm trying to enjoy the life I have. And it's only been like that ever since I started to value my life. Because before the past few months, I can't remember a time I didn't want to die. And before all that, it was, I, I don't remember. I felt like that because of the experience I went through, and it's a prominent thing with a bunch of people like that. You sit there and you hear people talk about their childhood while you can't remember your own birthday even. You can't remember what you did on your ninth birthday. It's not because you have a bad memory. It's a trauma response to living a hard life. And it's not just living a hard life, it's living around people who don't value you, living around people who didn't treat you right while you were growing up. Repressed memories. Repressed memories of friends, family who thought they treated you well, but that own family that thought they treated you well was just as mentally unwell as you are now, and they reflected that onto you. It's not your fault you're the way you are. It's not your fault you don't remember. It will never be your fault for not remembering your own childhood. And it sucks to blame somebody, but it's the people around you who reflected themselves onto you because their parents are the same for generations and generations. And it's just now, now we're really building up to where mental health and understanding what it truly is to be mentally healthy in a person. When you grow up, wealthy, poor, doesn't matter. There can always be something that causes you to be this way. And that is what causes heavily onset depression in most teenagers, is the traumatic lifestyle they were given while they were still growing up. It's not your fault you don't remember, but I really wanted to talk about how ever since I lost my friend, I wanted to live for him, because it's not fair that someone who was so amazing, someone who was so joyful, had to die so early on in his life. He didn't get to live to even 18, 20. He didn't get his license. He didn't get to finish high school. 90% of his life was spent inside of a school zone. And it's like that for so many other people. They don't ever get to finish what they hated most in their life, and that's pertained to 90% of their life. So it made me think, I've hated my life. I know he was sad, but he loved his life. He was one of the most joyous people I could have ever met in my life. One of the most joyous people I did ever meet and probably will ever meet. I miss him so much, and I hated how I could not get a tear out on at his funeral. I'd shed one tear at one of my closest friends' funerals. He's one of my closest friends, regardless if I didn't get to talk to him as much as I'd like. I barely talked to my best friend maybe once a month on messages, and it pertains to essentially, honestly, it's lucky if it's that. What I talk to with my friends is nothing. I hate it. I think about it every day. What can I do better so I don't have to regret it like I did with him? I I regret the days leading up to his death. We we lived in the same neighborhood. I knew him for years, and right before he died, like 3 weeks before he died, we went on a walk, and we said we would continue walking together. And we never did, because I greedily tried to kill myself because I couldn't handle it anymore. Like the pussy, like the piece of shit I am. I wanted to take a coward's way out. He didn't. He wanted to hang out with his friends. And he got taken that day for it. It's not fair. Life's not fair. No matter what you do, no matter what you accomplish, it will never truly matter. And to me, that's one of my greatest fears, and it always will be. I want a family. I want kids. I wanted kids, but I didn't care at the time. Why? Because I was sad, lonely, and depressed. And why did I allow everything to happen? Oh man, I lost all my progress for this. That's unfortunate. But, sorry, where was I hated my life before my friend died. Now, I found value in life. I live for him. I live because he didn't get to fulfill his dreams. So I'll fulfill my dreams. So he can live on. So he can live better. So we can live happy. I wish I did better. I wish I was better, but I wasn't. And I want to fix my mistake where I stood. That's not really what I wanted to talk about. Every day, I have fun. Every day, I'm happy. Every day, I still have one thought my brain constantly reminds me of, no matter when, no matter how happy I am, no matter what I'm doing. You are going to die. And it constantly eats at me. I lose all feeling, all sense of happiness. I gain the feeling of infinite mortality. And that is a real struggle for me. I love my life. I don't want to die. I love my life because my friend's death taught me there's so much in life that is worth it. The people around you, the pets that surround you. This game reminds reminds me of him in the most beautiful way, in the way it can bring joy, it can show defeat. He loved this game called Brawl Stars. I used to play it with him. I used to get so discouraged after losing over and over again. He, on the other hand, would say, one more, not without getting frustrated like I would. He would continue to be happy just because he got to play. I was the exact opposite. I was frustrated by losing. I didn't want to play if I lost. But him doing that has taught me a real lesson that I can put in day by day, because it was the difference between me and him. He wanted to live, he wanted to continue to play. I hated playing because I kept losing. And I guess you could say it was the same for me wanting to live. I truly regret every chance I took at taking my own life, taking my own mortality away from my own self. I find it hard to believe in any afterlife, and now that terrifies me, because I wished it was all nothing. I used to wish I could cease to just be around. I am full of regret for not walking around with him. I wish he was still here. He made me able to cry again. He made me able to care again. It truly is just a phenomenon that we will probably never understand ourselves, on what death truly is and what it pertains, and why it exists, why we are forever mortal. Why is mortality a thing when we can all be happy? Because we wouldn't be happy if we lived forever. We'd still want more. Look at us with our mortality. We want things we can't do anything with. We want money so bad that we don't have enough to spend within our entire life. What does that get you? Nothing. It fills a void. For how long? How long until that void grows bigger and you want more and more and more and more? When will it ever be enough for you? It won't. It never will be anywhere near enough for you. Why? Because you're a human, and humans are greed. Humans will never stop taking and taking and taking what they desire, no matter the cost it is for anybody else around them. Do you know why? No, you don't. Why don't you know? Why don't you know? Because no one does. No one knows truly why we are the way we are. It's a mystery. It always will be. And that's okay. It's okay to have mysteries. They're good. They're good. Mysteries no one can solve. Mysteries no one can truly understand. Human nature will never truly be understood by anybody. Why? Because we don't make human nature. as their goal to satisfy another being for their entire life because that makes them truly happy. They don't care what they get, they don't care what they own. They can be homeless, they can be starving. A dog would give up its food if it truly loved you. To watch you be happy and eat. A dog would starve for a human being at any given moment. Why? Because 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 that's dogs, dude. My dog is one of the most obese specimens I've ever seen on this planet, and I guarantee if she saw that I was starving, she would give up her food for me. She's one to take food away from us because she knows that we're not starving. We got big old stomachs and fat and happy. Truly, it's a phenomenon. You don't need to know everything, and I'm figuring that out too. And thank you. Thank you all for existing and living in this world as you are, because the person you are today, you're just as perfect as you can get. You may be able to be a better perfect. You may be able to be a better person, but you will never get more perfect than who you are right now. Because perfection doesn't exist for you. Perfection is nothing. You are perfect being you because you're you. That may not make sense to a lot of you,